So in our recent experience, we're encountering multiple exploration and production operators whose core business is being challenged by both the opportunities and threats of digitalisation and processes renewed by digital thinking. So in this area of reduced commodity value, the emphasis is on efficiency and cost reduction, and it's led to digitisation becoming a cornerstone of new operational strategies. And one operator that we're working with at the moment has laid out a real strikingly bold vision statements and targets, saying that they'll reduce OPEX to below $8 a barrel using digitalisation as a catalyst, and looking to reduce project lead time from well to first oil to less than 50% it was 3 years ago. And they say it's achievable through renegotiation and cancellation of existing document-centric workflows, having a cultural change that constitutes an improvement project. In other words, it must digitise a project and span the supply chain. And most importantly, it needs to revitalise digital working in either advanced analytics, simulation of outcomes, IoT sensing, increased information transparency across the company, or most interestingly with partners delivering as a service offerings.
I think my key takeaway from the event is that we talked a lot about the barriers to change in the industry and how the industry has been slow to change in the past, but we talked about maybe we're moving toward a bit of a perfect storm right now with low oil prices, and maybe this is the new normal for the industry. At the same time that data is becoming more and more important, and it's actually touching people's personal lives. So it is looking like the industry is in a position to actually make some positive change in this area in the future.
I think that's a very good initiative, especially we are entering a new technology era, the period of huge transformation of the whole approach in engineering and management in our oil and gas industry. I think those discussions and open panels will help us to get into one alignment and then one direction where everyone will benefit, starting from vendors, contractors, clients and owners, operators, to benefit and be more cost effective, more sufficient in the works that we are doing.
There has been some very interesting topic. I think it was very beneficial for me to hear the panel and their views on digitization, the use of technology, and applying them in our industry of oil and gas where it's really needed. Through discussion, I see that there's the real drive for digitization is not only lie within the technology, it's very much within the culture itself. To be able to apply the technology where it's needed the most require a change in standard, change in work process, and a change in people's mindset.
The key takeaway for me today was around how much enthusiasm and how much drive there is for the adoption of digital transformation projects and processes, but also the concern about how we can justify it in terms of return on investment and how we get started. And I think there's a lot we can learn from parallel industries and the impact that BIM, for example, has had on the AEC market, and how we can look at how that was marketed and how that was introduced into the industry, so we can start taking advantage of digital transformation and new technologies for visualization and digital asset relevance into our everyday execution of operations processes.